My brother is dating my cheater ex, and it's tearing our family apart.
No, get out of there.
My ex and I dated for 4 years. We broke up in 2017 after she cheated on me multiple times and tried to keep it a secret. The good news was that I had my full family support. I cut her off, and life was fine. By the way, this comes from a username, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers, so we're just going to guess what we would do in this situation. Let us know what you would do in the comments. So, OP says, fast forward to June of this year, and I get dropped with a bombshell from my brother, who's 2 years younger than me. He's now seeing my ex. They ran into each other at a bar and supposedly hit it off and went from there. Apparently, she's a totally new person now or something, and my brother wants me to try and be understanding. Luckily for me, I don't live in the same state anymore, so I haven't been forced with making a decision on seeing them. However, my parents called the other day and asked about my holiday plans at the end of the year. They said that my brother and my ex, his girlfriend, will be invited to Thanksgiving and Christmas if they want to come. I absolutely won't stand for it and don't want to see her, and now my family is upset at me. Am I completely insane? I'm losing my mind here. We have some comments though. Comment number 1. It's their house. They can invite her, but you don't have to attend. They should respect your position in not being interested in exposing yourself to that. That's fine for the short term. What if they marry and become a permanent fixture? Has she reached out to you and to try to patch things up on a personal level? I bet she hasn't. She wronged you, and there is almost certainly unfinished issues between you. This cannot come from someone acting on her behalf. It must come from her directly. Except no envoys acting on her behalf. If she has changed, then she can clean up the mess she left. In my experience, people, your family, will try to smooth things over, but she will not. That's how you know that she hasn't really changed or improved. That's how you know it's the right thing to stay. Let them play happy families without hurting you with an unrepentant and unreformed cheater. Stand firm on this. If it's a multi-year issue, example, she hasn't already cheated on him and split up, decide what she would do to redeem herself to the point that you can stand being in the room with her. Then insist that she does it before you will attend anything involving her. Once a cheater, almost always defective. OP says, to answer one of your questions, she has supposedly wanted to reach out to me, but I completely cut her off and blocked her number and have made it clear to never contact me again. I have reiterated this to my family. As for if it's a multi-year thing, my head hurts thinking about it. I didn't find out about her cheating until year 4. Feels impossible for me to ever think of regaining trust in her in any capacity, you know? Someone else responds, she wants to talk to you so that she can check a little box in her head that says, see, he's okay, so I'm not so bad after all. You can allow that or not at your own whim. In my opinion, you should skip the holidays. What are the odds that she's really a changed person and her and your brothers aren't broken up in 1 to 2 years? They're asking you to rip open your wounds for what is almost surely a temporary relationship. Comment number 2, this comment is downvoted. You are not insane, but I will say this. Does she matter to you anymore? If not, then who cares? People don't change. Your brother will find out soon enough what the deal is. Don't let it bother you. It's not worth your energy. OP says, no, she doesn't matter, but my family does. I hope I'll never have to use past tense. The biggest difficulty is my relationship with my brother. I don't know if betrayal is the accurate word to describe my feelings, but that's what hurts more. We do have an update. First off, I want to thank all of you who responded in the original thread. It motivated me to have a long and uncomfortable conversation with my family last night. I'm going to try my best to summarize the details and feelings of my family as I decide what to do from here. Brother. So we did a bit of a deep dive into the relationship. Essentially, they met at a bar at the beginning of the year. She sought him out, recognized him, and approached him. She said she had wanted to apologize to me for the longest time, but I was no contact with her, so it didn't work. She basically apologized to me through my brother, but he didn't really want to get in the middle. For some unknown reason, they just kept talking and catching up, and I guess they just instantly hit it off. Supposedly, she has been going to therapy and hates who she was then and the things she did. So they exchanged numbers, and it all went from there. He keeps trying to tell me that I would think she's a different person if I gave her a chance. Still have no desire to do so. I asked if I ever get brought up, and supposedly they don't talk about it much because she's ashamed of who she was then. Again, this is all from his perspective, so who knows what's real and what's rose-colored. We basically ended with him saying he's happy and he's sorry for how crappy of a position this puts me in, but to just try and give her and them a shot. And we're going to go into the mom, but I have a lot of thoughts on that one.
Me too. I just I don't know. If she wants to patch things up, like if she believes that like, okay, I, am in love with your brother, he's the one for me, blah, 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 I see me being with him, then you have to recognize who you were before if you have changed, which I doubt. But, giving her the benefit of the doubt,
sure,
you have to acknowledge what you did in the past, and you can't just apologize through someone else. You have to go up to that person,
right,
even if they don't want it, if they are like, because in that situation, like if my ass came up to me, no way, absolutely no way would there ever be a conversation, would there ever be like a face-to-face ever, like no, like what you did and that's it. And if you want to go and do this, leave me out of it. But like now you're going to my family, like no, that's not okay. I don't like that.
Exactly. What I don't like is that he's trying to convince OP that she's a different person and ask for her to be given a chance, but not so that she can start dating OP again. So she that's just such a weird thing of like, okay, I'm being asked to forgive my ex for what she did to me, not so that we can give it another shot. And not so I can give her a chance to try things again with me, but now to try things with my brother. That's just weird. It's just weird.
It's very, very weird. And also, I just don't really like the whole, like, I don't know. If I didn't like your brother, I probably wouldn't like your brother. Like, I don't know. If I didn't like you, I probably won't like your brother. I don't know. You do not have to keep it in the family.
Yeah, exactly. The conversation with my mom. For context, my mother is a very religious person, but in my opinion, she represents the best of religion. She's kind, generous, thoughtful, and all that good stuff. But she's also very forgiving, and I think that's where the issue is here. This was the hardest conversation. She admitted she had reservations, but searched within herself to try and find forgiveness if it was meant to be. So she was willing to give it a shot, and she's been happy with the two of them. It seems like they're doing all the right things in her eyes to earn that forgiveness. She started crying, which eats me up, and talked about not wanting to see her family torn up and to try and see if I can find it within myself to give this a shot. She said if I couldn't, that I'd always be her son, and a lot of other motherly stuff that hit me in the gut. I felt like crap after, but I had to talk to my dad, so I powered through. As for Dad, he's kind of always been the if mom's happy, then I'm happy type of mindset. Not much has really changed. He said he knows it's a tough situation, but to see if I can find a way to give it a shot. And by the way, I hope you give us a shot by listening to full episodes with more stories just like this one. Just go to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OKstorytime. There is a little bit more to the story, but yeah, I'm glad we're having these conversations at least.
It's true.
Seeing how everyone else is feeling.
Yeah, because it's a weird situation. But also, like, to hear, like, if I were to have this conversation, like, if I were OP and I were to have this conversation with my, first of all, this would never happen in my family.
Right.
Everyone hates the same people in my family.
Great.
No, there will never be an issue on that.
Yeah.
Because one thing we can all agree on.
Right.
So, like, I think, like, if I were to put myself in this situation and my mom would be like, I think we just need to give her another chance and stuff, that would rub me the wrong way. Because then it's like, didn't you see what happened to me? Didn't you see me go through all of that? Don't you not want that for me and for your other son?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's just like, it's not even just like that this is going to be a problem in this moment, too. It's like, this is going to be a problem, something uncomfortable whenever you like hit milestones. Because then I'm going to remember hitting those milestones with her. And then I'm going to remember how confused and betrayed I felt thinking that she was cheating on me that whole time, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Luckily, my dad said if it isn't something I can do, then we can do something separate from my brother and his girlfriend for the holidays. My mom is hurt about the idea, but he said he'd get her to come around to make sure that they get to see both of their sons in some way. So while it was nice to talk and learn more, I still feel stuck in the situation. I don't mind going back home and doing something separate, but not sure if we can dance around the elephant in the room. I told them I'd think about my decision and let them know in a couple weeks. I hope this helps, and if you have more ideas, I'll take them. Thanks, guys. And there are some comments. Comment number 1 says, sorry, OP, that stings. Long story short, your family has chosen the one who cheated on you over you. Someone else responds, why is the mother the one who is trying to forgive OP's cheating ex? She's not even the victim. Mother has a clear bias on which kid she likes, and it's not OP. Someone else responds, sounds more like they have 2 sons and just want them around for the holidays, preferably all together, but they're willing to be like the 2 Christmas kids to their sons' role as the divorce. Just go make it super awkward for your bro and ex as you wonder aloud if she tastes any different in the Yule log.
Crazy! What? Why did that come about? Huh?
Don't say that, commenter. That's crazy. You only got one life. Don't hold on to anger. Don't take everything as a mortal wound.
I cut ties with my cheating father. Now my brother is furious.
Does he not understand?
Since I, 35 female, was a baby, my father, 67 male, has never changed his philandering ways. I have grown up seeing my mother and father's toxic relationship. Yet my mother never kicked him out for all the 36 years of marriage, with my father being unfaithful. By the way, this comes from you, Throwaway17. And if you would like to submit your own stories, you can go to the OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
And I'm Angie.
And we're here to give you some good advice, goofily. But obviously, we are not professionals. We're just telling you what we would do in this situation, so take it with a grain of salt. All right, let's get back to OP. I have been in countless therapy sessions as an adult due to depression caused by this. My mom has been keeping it strong and has only her friend and I to talk to for support. Last week, my father royally messed up by accidentally going on Facebook Live with his new mistress in see-through, very sheer clothing.
Oh, God.
This was viewed by my sister-in-law, my cousins on both parents' sides, my mother's co-worker, who they're friends with, and many other people in his friends list, including me, who lives overseas. I was so heartbroken, angry, sad, and to be honest, quite feeling vengeful for the past few days. I screenshot her image on his Facebook to send to him and confront him, as well as telling him that I am cutting ties with him, practically saying that he is now passed away to me. My brother, 29 male, found out from my mother, whom I have been in close contact with for emotional support, that I have cut ties with my father and was furious because he thinks that family is family no matter what. I told him that my mother doesn't deserve us sticking with our father. What with all the pain he has caused her, and it's about time for someone to stand up for our mother. I love my brother, but I want to make him understand that what I did is for my own mental health as well as for my mother's, as well as to at least reclaim some of the dignity caused by my father's shameful act. Here's comment number 1. Your brother sees how your father behaved, yet after 36 years, he's still married to your mother. This is how your brother thinks successful relationships work, and he doesn't want you rocking the boat. Just a reply. He sees OP as the root cause of the problem because in his mind, the problem is OP causing a fuss. He doesn't see the dad's cheating as a problem. Comment number 2. Your brother doesn't have to understand it. You can't really make people agree with you, but you don't have to. You can just tell him, I'm not going to hurt myself for somebody else, even if they are family. If you don't understand that, that's okay. But I don't want to discuss it with you if you're only going to try to make me feel bad. If you think family is family no matter what, then I expect you to be supportive of me, your family. And if you think family is not family no matter what, then you might start to understand why I had to do this. The point is, set boundaries so you can get along with your brother without feeling bad, without falling into the same trap he did. He thinks he should get to change your view. He can present his view, but you get to decide for yourself, and he should respect that. While setting boundaries so that you don't feel bad when you interact with each other, which might mean agreeing not to discuss this issue together further. So going to comment number 3. There is this thing that my mother-in-law, who is in the mental health field, told me. What others think of me is none of my business. It might seem like an odd thing to say in this instance, but hear me out. You will never truly be able to change what others think of you, and it's not really your place to, because their thoughts are their own and yours are your own. Let your brother think what he will. Let him be the one on the outer. Stand firm. If you feel the need to say anything, just point out that you haven't done anything that your father hasn't already done on his own. And that pointing out that you were the only one to finally say something doesn't make you the perpetrator. He needs to deal with it in his own way, and maybe he doesn't see anything wrong with what your father is doing because he has grown up with it going on. And now that someone has pointed out that it's unacceptable, his world has been rocked. You need time to deal with what your father did, and I am sure it wouldn't be easy for you to deal with your own feelings while also assisting your mother to do the same. But what your father did must surely be a double-edged sword for your mother because the added embarrassment of him posting it on Facebook for the world to see. So, I think you and your mother should seek some counseling to help you through all this. Agreed.
Yep.
Give your brother some time to work through all of this on his own. Try to talk to him again when the wound is not as fresh. Update!
Oh, let's do it.
Thank you, Redditors, for your support and kind words. Yes, my brother seems like he has also taken after my father's lifestyle. My brother's ex saw the video as well of my father and knew that I would need someone to talk to, as she was like a sister to me. We have been friends for so many years, even after their breakup. She told me about the reason why they broke up, and now it made total sense. My brother was not loyal to her either for the past 5 years that they were together. She broke up with him after he cheated on her the second time. My home country does not have divorce, only annulment that is available. And it is quite long, tedious, and expensive. Unfortunately, my father still lives with my mother, thus will not be visiting home ever. I found out that my father had 2 mistresses, and out of anger, I sent the screenshot of my father's live video of side chick 1 to side chick number 2. I told both women that I promised not to tell their husbands and children if they return any gift of value that my father has given them, and hand it to my mother to make sure that she can sell or pawn them.
Okay, that's a way to
Wow.
do it.
I mean, yeah. She's like, listen. I mean,
Yeah.
she did like the Reynolds pamphlet in
Right,
Hamilton.
literally, yeah.
Listen, you can keep seeing my
Yeah,
wife.
she's like literally blackmailing them.
Yeah. You know, just let her keep the money.
Right.
I was able to track mistress's family's info.
Oh my god.
Needless to say, my father is now also in hot water with both mistresses, aside from my mother, who is now only keeping him in the house so long as he gives her all of his retirement money as payback for all the pain he has caused. As crushed as I am to have done such, I am happy to at least see my father in this dilemma I have created for him. I have told my brother my reasons and told him that I understand his position, but that is not going to change my decision about me cutting ties with my father. By the way, I know what you can tie together and give to someone for Christmas. You can listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, anything, your favorite podcast app, and search OKstorytime. There is another update, but what thoughts? What are we thinking?
Opie, I think you're so petty, but I really like what you did. I usually don't like, those petty responses and stuff, but honestly, like,
He deserved it.
yeah, he totally deserved it. And because really, I feel like you would probably want to do that anyway. Of like, if your mom didn't know, for instance, like you would want your mom to know, and you would tell him like, okay, dude, you tell her or I do, And so you're kind of just doing that with the other mistresses.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't have the same obligation to them as you would your mom, but like, still, it's like you're really just, you're advertising his work. So you're really just like,
Which he was already advertising, by the way.
on live, literally, that was so crazy. Like, what did you want to have happen?
Yeah,
with this?
like he literally did it to himself, and you just like literally got him the views that he wanted.
Right. And you're just like reaping the benefits now with all this other stuff.
Yeah, now it's
that
like,
these
okay,
people are
give my
getting.
mom the money.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, back to what OP has said. I have also advised my mother to seek actual professional help, as my mental health is not at a good spot since I have been her sounding board for so many years now, which is hard. Otherwise, I asked her if she can speak to her sisters about it, as I am not mentally and emotionally equipped to handle this anymore. I have also blocked my father from all social media contacts and from contacting my children, 8 and 12-year-old girls. My boyfriend has been with me throughout this entire ordeal and has been very supportive of me and my decision. He was also my voice of reason and talked me out of my recklessness so as to not contact any more of my father's mistresses to avoid further pain on my side.
It's like, but I want revenge.
Yeah. That's actually hilarious. But there's only 3 more I have to like figure out.
Like, hold me back. I gotta talk to these mistresses. Oh my god.
That's it's not funny, but you know.
I think it is. Making light of a situation, all right, guys?
Making light of a terrible thing. That's pretty funny.
Right.
All right, here's some comments. Comment 1, did you confront your brother on his cheating? OP responds, yes, I did. He said he and his ex were working 2 different schedules and they drifted apart. That he never meant to have a lapse in judgment. I called his BS and told him that his ex was lucky to have gotten out of their relationship before they even married. She was a wonderful girlfriend and cared for my family genuinely. He married the girl he cheated on her with. I barely talked to her and she knew that I never liked her because I found it fishy that my brother has 1, moved on so quickly, and 2, proposed less than a year of them together. I knew something was fishy.
Yeah.
I openly call his ex-sister and her child with her new husband niece. His wife hates it because she wants me to call her sister, to which I refuse because we never had a bond to begin with anyway. Comment number 2, good for you. Feel free to cut out the toxic brother too. Sounds as if he is headed down the same path, so why allow him around your children? Avoid all the toxicity. OP responds, I only talk to my mother now as far as I'm concerned. I only have 1 family member now, and that is my mother. Aw, I'm sorry it didn't work out with your brother.
Right.
But it seems like he's just going down the same path. So, honestly, if it took you, like the 36 years of, like, doing it with a dad, like, it's honestly, you shouldn't have to wait another 36 years if it's going to be the same exact thing, you know?
Right.
Just a different person doing the same thing to you, you know?
Right.
I feel like you have the opportunity. You know the signs. You know what you want in your life and what you don't.
Exactly.
Oh, and that is the end.
My boyfriend cheated with an escort while I'm pregnant.
Oh, leave.
Oh my gosh. And this comes directly from the r/OKstorytime subreddit. So this is one of our own out there. I, 25 female, am pregnant by my boyfriend, 28 male. Let's call him Junior. Last October, before our little week-long trip to California from the East Coast, while on the plane, I made a joke about him cheating. I meant nothing serious by it, but when I looked at his face, I saw guilt. I pressed the matter, and while we were on our second flight, he confessed to me that he had slept with the lady of the night a few weeks prior. Oh boy, like legit cash for spicy sleep. By the way, this comes from Radiant Shoulder 1691, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Angie.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We're just going to guess what we would do in this situation, so let us know what you would do in the comments. So OP says, I now had to spend a week with this man stuck in California doing activities with his family while we worked out logistics. I forgave him because I'm not about to hold that hate in my heart. We decided to work on our relationship and move forward. Moving on to January of this year, his mom let her friend host a mini Sweet 16 for her daughter at my boyfriend's house. Long story with that living arrangement. While I was in my boyfriend's room just chilling, the birthday girl and her 20-year-old cousin went up to my boyfriend and asked him if he wanted her. Immediately, he was like, that's disrespectful as F. My girlfriend is here, blah, blah, blah. Then he came and told me. Of course, I wanted to fight. But my boyfriend and I just stayed in his room for the rest of the night and watched a movie. The next day, I made it clear that I was going to talk to this girl and his mom with the help of his older sister. They all speak Spanish. While gearing up to talk to everyone, his sister and I found out that his mom had been making her friends and her friend's cousin comfortable with the idea that they could go after her 2 sons. My boyfriend and his brother, who at the time was just beginning to separate from his wife, to this day they are still married, separated but married. I told my boyfriend the only logical conclusion was that the girl who tried to get at him couldn't come over, no more parties could be hosted there, and his mom's friends needed to dress more appropriately when they came over. He agreed. His sister told his mom what's up, and she lost it on them. At the end of the day, I got what I wanted for like a month. The offender moved out of her cousin's house. The friends stopped hanging out, and for a while, they would dress appropriately if they came over. By the way, his mom is like in her 60s, and these friends are mid 30s to early 40s. After this, hanging out at his house just became toxic. I didn't want to be disrespectful towards his mom, but I'm the type of person who will cut significant people out of my life very quickly. Out of respect, I just say hello and goodbye when I see her, but I never start a conversation. With this turnaround and us working on trust, things between my boyfriend and I seemed better. A few weeks later, I found out that I was pregnant, and we were both excited. For context, Junior works out of state during the week and comes home on the weekends. From February to August, we took turns traveling back and forth seeing each other. Around mid-August, my pregnancy hormones got really strong and I started to feel very territorial. We share locations, have been since our first year of dating, currently going on 4. I didn't see him going anywhere odd. Sometimes he'd grab dinner with his bosses, but he'd always FaceTime me before they ate and again when he got back to his hotel. But of course, in the back of my mind, I kept thinking about how he had slept with the lady of the night and I didn't know it. I chalked my feelings up to pregnancy and decided to keep moving forward. Eventually, Junior told me that he was tired of working far away and wanted to be home with the baby and me. He let me know that he told his boss come the end of September, he would be taking 2 months off to get ready for the birth of his first child. Which brings me to where we are today. Last Friday was Junior's last day. Turns out that on Sunday, his mom's friends were moving out of her home so she could move back into her own home and out of Junior's home. Don't get too caught up on the living arrangements. Got it. At the end of the day, his mom is currently moving out of Junior's home back into her own. I felt so much relief and stress leave my body. Junior and I talked and figured out plans for the baby, made lists of things we needed to get this week, and started getting our hospital bag together. At this point, I am 2 weeks away from my due date. Well, on Sunday morning, I woke up very early to pee. I was spending the weekend at Junior's house, and for some reason, something came over me to go through his phone. Say what you want, but we both have each other's passwords. We both use each other's phones to watch videos on the toilet. I went to his photo app to recently deleted, and what did I find? A screenshot of him talking to some woman who was calling him baby. The conversation was very short. He said, "Talk to you soon." She said, "Okay, babe." He asked if she was busy, if he could call her. She said yes and sent him a number. He tried to FaceTime her, it didn't work, and that was all of the screenshot that I saw. I sent the screenshot to myself. I re-downloaded his Snapchat and Instagram. On Snapchat, I found conversations he was having with women towards the beginning of us dating. He was messaging women in July. We first met in April, had our first date a few weeks after that, and didn't make it exclusive until August. The only reason I had a problem with this was because when I asked him if he was talking to anyone else, he said no. In fact, he said a few days after he met me, he met some woman at a bar, but they didn't really hit it off. So why lie? We weren't exclusive in July, so just be honest. In these Snapchat conversations, he was talking about paying for hotel rooms and how these women looked, etc. On Instagram, that was a different thing. In his DMs, his friend and him would send videos back and forth of women who didn't look like me at all. These were dated around a year after we started dating exclusively. Seeing how they talked on Instagram, I wondered what their iMessages looked like. His friends would send him random pictures of women walking on the street or say things like, "I just met this bad thing." And Junior would respond with things like, "Let me pull up. That's what I'm looking for in my DMs." Or scrumptious. That one gave me a little bit of a nick. Taking pictures of random women on the street?
Yeah.
And sending it to your buzz? Ooh.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, if I saw like a cute guy and I'm like, "Oh my god, like you."
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wait, maybe. Maybe I would take a picture and be like, "Wait, look how cute." But
Yeah,
also
yeah.
like,
It's just weird.
I don't know.
They just don't seem to be very respectful of these women.
Yeah, when
so
men do it,
Yeah.
it's weird. When women do it.
we're
When I
much
send a
more-
picture, it's harmless.
Yeah. Do it in a respectful way. But yeah, also Junior would say things like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come over because this is what I've been looking for."
Yeah,
While
that's
he's in a
crazy.
relationship. Yeah.
For a year, they were in a. I mean, at this point,
Yeah.
because they're going on 4 years or have been like 4 years.
Yeah,
close to
exactly.
4. And this was their first year of dating,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Oh, like that's what I'm looking for in my DMs. Like,
Yeah.
why are you looking for anything in your DMs?"
Exactly. And they're sending like women sending like pictures and videos of women that don't even look like OP. That's another level of heartbreaking.
Yeah,
to
I'm
see.
sure that they're probably like, bikini or like swimsuit.
I'm
or,
sure.
like,
Yeah.
they're not covered. I know
Something.
that.
I'm sure. At this point, he was awake. I gave him his phone and started gathering my things to leave. The only thing I knew about was the screenshot of him talking to the lady of the night. He explained that he saw this woman at his hotel and she looked familiar. She looked like a lady from the Lady of the Night website that he had visited in the past. He cheated on me in Atlanta. This current situation was in Virginia, but I let him continue. He proceeded to say that he then went on the website, saw her, and reached out to her, but nothing happened. I said, I forgive you for the hurt that you just caused me. I need to leave. I left, and we haven't spoken about it since. At this point, I'm 37 weeks and 3 days pregnant. I've been pregnant for 262 days. We've had conversations about our wants for the baby, placenta encapsulation, exclusively breastfeeding, him staying at my house overnight for the first month to help me with postpartum, the baby taking his last name. I've kept strong beliefs that if you're not married, the baby gets the mom's last name. This was something we talked about, and he convinced me that he was serious about marriage. I told him he could propose at any time, but I'd want to get married after the baby comes, so I'd have time to heal and make this decision fully without all the hormones in me. Just all this stuff. Now, I just feel betrayed and angry. By the way, I would feel betrayed and angry if you didn't listen to full episodes with more stories just like this one. Just go to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is, and search OK Storytime. And there is a little bit more to the story, but please don't marry this man, OP. Please.
Yeah, don't marry this man because you've already been cheated on him, or he cheated on you once already and you forgave him.
Yeah.
And now he's just doing it again. So like obviously he didn't learn his lessons. Like, you know, I could see, like, I don't tolerate any cheating. So like if someone were to cheat, I'd be like, okay, cool, go be with them. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
No, I'm going. I'm
Yeah.
out of here. Yeah.
Like, cool, then we don't need to be a thing. Like, I don't want an open relationship. I would rather just be exclusive and just not have to worry about it. It's hard to worry about one person, let alone like 5.
Right.
So like,
Literally.
I don't need that.
Especially when his stories are changing too. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa, that means that we're lying. That just is what it means.
Yeah. It's not adding up. And also, I don't think that he really even is like sorry about it. Like, it doesn't seem like he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'll change. Like,
right. He was just like, oh, that person looks like someone that I messaged looking for a night of fun, you know? Like,
yeah, like he just never really, he doesn't
why
seem
is
like
that?
he has any remorse for what he's done. He's just like, oh yeah, like that happened, sorry. Not even sorry,
Yeah.
just, oh yeah, that happened. Like, okay.
So there is a little bit more to the story. I'm trying really hard to think about all of this because I don't want to go into labor early. I don't want my emotions to cause any complications with the baby. So far, everything seems fine, but my Braxton Hicks have increased in pain and frequency. Sleep the past 2 nights has been very uncomfortable. He's supposed to be in the delivery room with me, my push partner. Again, I'm trying not to let this affect me negatively, but I need to be very realistic right now. I just need some help and advice. And that's the end of that story.